Right, ladies and gentlemen, drawing the threads together, this has been one roller coaster of a conference. We've had every emotion under the sun. We've seen courage, we've seen resilience, we've seen people who have the growth mindset to deal with tragedy and trauma and see their way through it and come up with solutions. I think, but what most of all we've seen beyond the reset, revive, thrive overarching topics of our conference, and I think most of you will agree with me on this, we've seen to the power of 10, and that's saying something in this body of a Kirk. We've seen humility, people who have accepted that the way forward is by cooperation, because however good you are, however fantastic your organization is, you cannot know it all. And yet there are people around you here who will help you to improve and to get what you want out of the business and out of life. That humility to reach out and ask for help. We've seen that, and I think that's one of the overarching themes that I have gleaned over the last 3 days. Humanity, again, we've heard stories that have made us all weep, and we've seen actually that there is a kindness within this organization that's always been there, but has truly come to the fore and is so much in evidence at the moment, and let us never lose that. And then the sense of humor, always the people to have a good laugh, whatever is happening. Humanity, humility, and a sense of humor. So with that, I now hand you over to the very capable hands of our Chief Executive, Tadze Linden, and our President, Michelle, who are now going to tell you, well, first of all, they're going to do the big reveal about where we're going next. But before that, I think perhaps a few thank yous and a few housekeeping notices. So hope to see you at some stage and hope to see you next year in Hajjatad.
Well, Dan, where have you gone? Oh, there you are. You haven't disappeared or anything. Thank you very much indeed. That was absolutely terrific. Thank you.
We also want to thank our opening keynote speaker, Ben Smith, and you can follow his latest adventure, the USA Challenge, at the 401challenge.co.uk, as well as on social media. And over to you for the silent auction.
The silent auction winners. Okay, so the first winners of the repotting. We actually have 3 signed copies of repotting. So the top 3 bids, in order to raise as much money as possible, will receive a copy. Kay Cutt, Susan Ginsberg, and Miranda from the PIR group. Please don't clap after each one, and we'll be here till midnight. Michelle Bramstoft, I don't know, oh, you, has purchased the place at the CERC conference in September. The 2 hand-embroidered laptop cases, which were donated by ICANN Relocation, were purchased by Michelle Bramstoft. Oh, and also the gin was purchased by you, also donated by ICANN. Everyone's going to have a lovely time at home. The Divinity of Durgar has been purchased by John Marconian of Expatland. That was donated by Pat Uy of IMA Group. Moving on, donated 2 Sevilla figures. These were purchased by Charlie McCrow. The 3-night stay in Stockholm, which was donated by Beautiful Apartments, was purchased by somebody called Dom Tidy. God knows who he is. The weekend in London at Kew Apartments was purchased by Åsa Lofgren Gunsten. The ceramic pieces, which were donated by EO Mobility, were purchased by Michelle Bramstoft. She's obviously been doing her Christmas shopping at Europe. The 2023 conference and hotel suite in a place I can't mention quite yet was purchased by, Orsa again. The 2022 Costa Rica conference and hotel was purchased by Kiri Rogers. The medium rugby shirt was purchased, obviously priceless, was purchased by Sabine Beerlocher. The large rugby shirt was purchased by Robin Watson. The Euro sunglasses, of which we had more than one, of course. They're pretty exclusive. Isabel Cudell, Charlie McCrow, and Isaac Garcia will all receive their pairs of glasses. The Cremant, donated by Lux Relo, was, not only is it Christmas presents, it's the drink as well, Michelle Bancroft. And the iPad donated by Nordic Relocation was Paul Burncroft from Harmony. And the tequila, which I'm told, Michelle.
I'll share. I share.
Oh God, now we've got a row. Donated by Global Mobility Partners. Well, there we go. And another multiple purchaser. The stay in either London, New York, or Chicago from National Corporate Housing was again also Lofgren. Well, we started with, we should end with Michelle, shouldn't we? The Heart Bowl, which was donated by A to Z Relocation. Again, Michelle. I'd also like to say that the winner of the court picture was Triona Chalaya from Malaysia. Okay, first of all, for me, I have to thank you all for being here with us. You can't know how much it has meant to both Dom and I, the team and the board, and everyone who wants Euro to continue to thrive, that you've stayed so loyal and so patient. So thank you very much. Thanks also for the huge amount of kindness that you've shown us all while we've been together. And both Dom and I are truly humbled by the number of times people have said, here, hip hip hooray for Tad and Dom. It's really, really humbling. I'd like to give a huge thanks to Missing Link in the form of Baz, Nathan, Michael and Minnie for being awesome and as always, but most of all this year, for your determination to get here. As we know, we started with a transportation drama and we ended with a transportation drama. So transportation has been a bit of an issue this year. Now, Michelle, I think you have something to say.
Yes, the Euro Cinco Señoritas de Sevilla, Eliana, Mia, Tiffany, and Laura, and Lisa. You've been all so kind and very patient, and thank you all so much, and we will see you again next year.
And thanks to my team, Brian and Marie, for the huge amount of work that you've done as we've planned, cancelled, again and again and again. And finally, we're here, Brian and Marie.
And thanks to our strategic consultants for all their hard work and support and dedication. They didn't charge for their work, and they've been helping the members in this most challenging environment that we're in.
And now I have to thank our board, a fantastically supportive group who've kept Dom and I and the team positive motivated for the last 2 years. They even made a film for us at Christmas, which was absolutely fantastic. And thank you to those of you who participated in that. And over to Michelle again.
And special thanks to the incomparable Frances Edmonds. She does a lot of work behind the scenes as well. We'd also like to thank all our brilliant moderators and speakers for the best program we've ever had.
I'd also particularly like to name check the speakers from the session this morning, Survive, Marina, Ivona, David and Irina, for relating their experiences since the start of the war in the Ukraine. We learned so much, and the Euro family is with you 100%. Now, before we get to the bit that you really want to know, I'd also like to thank the hotel, the Melia Sevilla. They've been wonderful. They've been with us every time we've cancelled. And rebooked and cancelled and rebooked. They have been wonderful, and I'd like to thank them very much. Are they here? No, never mind. Okay, Michelle.
And finally, thanks to our sponsors whose contribution would have that offset all the costs. It was a big, huge cost, and we couldn't have done it without our sponsors.
Minnie.
Roll the film, or the...
Now, before we get to that bit, I'm going to make you wait slightly. I just want to give you a bit of heads up on where we are with our charitable activities. Between Eura's donation of €1,000, the Just Giving page, the silent auction, 10,000 euros. Sorry. I'll start again. Between Eura's donation of €10,000, the Just Giving page, which has raised over €5,000, the silent auction, which has raised over €7,000, and my bulging wallet, which contains something like €1,000 from sales during the conference, we've got to about 23,000. But we will publish the exact result at some point in the future. And before we go to the next bit, I'm going to say this again. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for bearing with us. And for goodness sake, give yourselves a round of applause. Now, just before you do that, okay, just before we do this, we're just going to have a look through at some of the interesting places that people suggested we went. I'm only going to name check this person. Elena from Onboard Norway. Are you here? Are you here? Oh, well, never mind. She was obviously thinking of Minnie and the boys. She suggested that we go to Brighton. This is about 30 kilometres up the road from them. They could virtually carry the equipment on bicycles. So personally, this was a fabulous, a really good suggestion. We had other suggestions of places that we'd been to before. among which were Vienna, Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Lisbon, etc., etc., etc. So we'd put those ones, throw those ones away straight away. We also had Antwerp, Belfast, Glasgow, Helsinki, Ljubljana, Marseille, Oslo, Reykjavik, Riga, Sofia, Tallinn, and Vilnius. And that's not all. There were other ones as well, but I picked those ones out because they were most interesting. So now,
Minnie, where are we going?
Francine, you know you offered some help. Francine, yes, you know you offered some help. Well, now you know where we're going, you're going to be giving us a lot of help. Thank you. Okay, so as I've got the Where Next cards, the ones that had the right answer on, and there were actually 9, so someone must have leaked from somewhere. Oh, and you do realise that Dublin was a double bluff, because we only had one board meeting in after Seville in 2020, 2021. We went to Dublin and we told everyone we went to Dublin. And the reason we went to Dublin, it was the only place in Europe that we could all go to without having to take a PCR test. Anyway, so we went to Dublin and we suddenly thought, well, why not we go to Dublin? Anyhow, without further ado.
I get to pick the winner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Who is it?
Damien, you say his last name.
From
Packet Packs!
So, we will be in Dublin from the 25th of April to the 28th of April. We're going back to our usual time of year. I'm sure the weather will be fab. One thing for sure, the Guinness will be fab. I'd just like to say one thing, because I'm very boring and I keep repeating myself. Buses leave from 6:45 to this evening's party, and we'll continue loading buses until 8:15. Thank you very much indeed.